Do you think elegance is about knowing which handbag to buy or which restaurant to frequent? Wrong. The elite give themselves away by how they speak, and you're probably making mistakes that scream, "I don't belong in this world," without even realizing it. I'm Carol. I'm 40 years old, and a few years ago I was sitting at a dinner where everyone seemed to speak the same language, except me. It wasn't French. It wasn't Italian. It was the invisible code of elegant conversation, and that day I realized, it doesn't matter how many zeros you have in your account. If you don't know how to speak, you don't get in. If you want to learn how to make the right impression, subscribe to the channel now, turn on notifications, and leave a like. Because women who master these rules don't need to prove anything. They simply belong. And after today, you will too. Now come with me. We're going to enter those places where the lightest conversation is, in fact, a test. Where every phrase you say, or fail to say, tells a story about who you are. 1. Elegant conversation is not about impressing. It's about creating comfort. There are people who enter an environment and immediately start listing achievements, talking about projects, showing their resume. And you know what happens? The room freezes. Because in the elite, whoever tries to impress has already lost. The goal of conversation in refined environments is not to shine. It's to make the other person feel good. Comfort is the true social luxury. I saw this happen at a party where a businessman started talking excitedly about the deals he was closing. The woman next to him smiled, nodded politely, and disappeared. In 5 minutes, he was alone, because he didn't understand. The elite don't want intensity. The elite want lightness. You know who did this perfectly? Grace Kelly. Watch any interview with her. She never tried to impress. She was just present, calm, smooth, elegant, and everyone around her felt important. That's the power of creating comfort instead of competing for attention. While everyone tries to shout, "I'm important," you'll be creating the most coveted environment in the world, one where people want to be near you. 2. Speak slowly and respect the space between words. You know that nervousness about filling every second of conversation? Well, that's something for those who don't belong. In the elite, silence is not awkward. It's elegant. It's a sign that you're comfortable, that you don't need to perform, that you're at home. If you've watched The Crown, notice Queen Elizabeth. She pauses before responding. Not because she's insecure, but because she's in control. Every word is considered. Every silence has intention. And that's pure power. Refined people pause before responding. It's not pretense. It's emotional control. It's confidence. It's the difference between someone who's trying to fit in and someone who's already inside. You're being judged by your tone of voice, even without realizing it. Those who speak too fast, who fill every space with nervous words, give themselves away. The elite notice immediately. 3. Never ask, "What do you do?" This is the rule that most separates those who know the rules from those who don't. In elite circles, asking, "What do you do?" is considered basic, without class, because it reduces a person to what they produce. And upper-class people care about who you are, not what you earn. Debrett's, the British etiquette guide used by aristocracy for centuries, recommends starting conversations with observations about the environment, common connections, or light cultural topics. Never with interrogations about profession. I've seen someone ask this question at a dinner. The entire table fell silent. No one was rude, but everyone understood. He wasn't part of that world yet. If you want to make a good impression, start talking about art, about the place, about something you're both seeing. Let profession appear naturally, or not appear at all. Because the elite listen with intention. The person without class speaks to assert themselves. 4. Understatement is your social armor. The elite never describe things in detail. Never. A month in Monaco becomes, "I spent a few days away." A beach house in Nantucket becomes, "We have a place where we go in the summer." Because those who need to describe everything are seeking validation, and those who already have it don't need to talk. I learned this the hard way. When I was younger, I came back from an incredible trip and told everyone every detail. Hotels, restaurants, outings, and you know what happened? People found it exhausting, because excessive description isn't sharing, it's showing off. Those who describe too much reveal the insecurity they're trying to hide. Grace Kelly, in interviews, never talked about her princess life in detail. She was vague, polite, mysterious, and that made her even more fascinating. Today I know, if it's real, you don't need to shout. 5. Emotions should be soft, never dramatic. This here is pure gold. The elite don't raise their voice. They don't tell chaotic stories. They don't do emotional theater. Even when something funny happens, the humor is dry, subtle, delivered with calm. Harper's Bazaar has published entire articles about how upper-class women master the art of storytelling without ever sounding agitated. Think of Charlotte York from Sex and the City. She never swears, never shouts, never loses her composure. And yet, she manages to be firm, clear, and respected. Because emotional elegance is not weakness, it's control. Now think of Janice from Friends. She shouts, exaggerates, invades people's space with her voice, and you know what everyone does? Runs from her. Because drama isn't seen as fun. It's seen as lack of control. If someone spills wine on the table, the room pretends not to see. If someone arrives late and nervous, she breathes, adjusts her dress, and enters the rhythm of the conversation. Drama doesn't go with porcelain, crystal, and conversations of people who know how to live. 6. Listening is your greatest social power. The most respected people in elite environments, they're not the ones who talk the most, they're the ones who listen the most. They let others feel intelligent, interesting, valued. Because truly listening, without interrupting, without diverting the subject to yourself, is a sign of emotional stability and inner confidence. Those who interrupt, who talk over others, who turn every conversation into, "Oh, that happened to me too," give themselves away immediately. Want to know if a woman is refined? Listen to how she says, "Thank you." Listen to how she listens. Listen to what she doesn't say. Powerful people don't need the spotlight. The spotlight comes to them. 7. Gossip is social self-sabotage. In the elite, everyone knows everyone. Families have crossed paths for generations. Schools, clubs, weddings, businesses, everything connected. So, gossip? It's pure danger. Because if you can't protect others' privacy, you can't be trustworthy. I saw this happen. A man repeated a rumor about a well-known couple's marriage. The table went quiet. The hostess smiled. But something changed. The next season, he wasn't on any guest lists anymore. Because the elite protect themselves, and those who gossip don't get in. Simple as that. 8. Deflect sensitive topics with elegance. Knowing how to change the subject without embarrassing anyone is an art, and it separates those who master etiquette from those who are still learning. If someone starts talking about politics, religion, or something very personal, you don't correct them. You don't point out the discomfort. You just slide the conversation somewhere else. I've always thought everyone has a different experience with that. Speaking of which, did you see the new exhibition at the museum? Smooth, natural, elegant. According to Tatler, the British magazine that has followed high society for over 300 years, the goal of refined conversation is never to win a debate. It's to maintain harmony. And those who don't know how to do this, they're left out. 9. Manners should seem natural, never forced. True manners are not performance. They're breathing. They're something so incorporated that you don't even think about it. The elite treat waiters with the same respect they treat guests. They never snap their fingers. They never shout. Even corrections are gentle. Because good manners are not about showing you're refined. They're about protecting others' dignity. And when manners are forced, everyone notices. It's like excessive perfume. It bothers. 10. Humor should be light, never exaggerated. Humor exists in the elite, but it's wit. It's subtle irony. It's a smile, not a guffaw. Those who make the whole room laugh loudly might even be fun, but they rarely gain respect. Those who make the room smile with intelligence gain admiration without effort. Because forced attention exhausts, natural attention enchants. Those who try to seem interesting usually are not. But knowing these rules is not enough, because between knowing and being, there's a path that few know. And if you really want to understand the visual, behavioral, and social codes that separate ordinary women from women treated with instant respect, you need to know my course, Look Rich Without Spending Much. In it, I teach exactly what makes you be perceived as someone of class without spending fortunes. Because elegance is not about money, it's about knowledge. And those who master these codes are treated differently, everywhere. Sometimes you're left out without knowing why. It wasn't your outfit, it was the way you spoke, or how you didn't know when to stop talking. And this course teaches you to correct that. The price is promotional now, and if you want to stop being invisible and start being noticed for the right reasons, this is the moment. The link is in the description. 11. Emotional stability impresses more than intelligence. This is not spoken about openly, but everyone knows. The elite value calm above charisma, balance above brilliance, composure above intelligence. A person can be educated at the best universities, have an impeccable career, be articulate, but if she shows irritation, impatience, defensiveness, insecurity, nothing else matters. Because the elite trust those who remain stable, those who don't react impulsively, those who carry their emotional world with discretion and elegance. Emotional instability, in high society, is equivalent to breaking etiquette. It makes people feel uncomfortable, and in refined environments, making someone feel uncomfortable is the true social error. 12. Protect others from embarrassment at all costs. Causing embarrassment, even unintentionally, is one of the worst social offenses in the elite. Emotional comfort is treated like fine crystal, fragile, precious, delicate. If someone mispronounces the name of an expensive wine, no one corrects directly. The elegant response is to weave the correct pronunciation subtly into the next sentence, allowing the person to adjust without shame. If someone loses their train of thought in the middle of a story, you offer a gentle bridge. If someone commits a small social error, no one points it out. In the elite, embarrassing someone is vulgar, and grace is measured by how you protect others' dignity, not in a performative way, but naturally, instinctively, as if kindness were part of your social DNA. 13. Never show desperation, social, financial, or emotional. The elite have a sensitive radar for desperation of any kind. It could be financial. Introduce me to your partner. We should work together. It could be social. Invite me to the next party. It could be emotional. I'd love to be included. Any trace of need creates an invisible barrier. Those who belong don't chase, don't cling, don't ask for invitations. Because in high society, the more you show you want to get in, the more the door closes. Belonging is signaled through tranquility, not through ambition. People who act as if they already belong are invited. People who try to deserve it are not. 14. Do not overshare. Mystery is magnetic. The elite don't open up quickly. Conversations are light, controlled, revealing layers gradually. Outsiders sabotage themselves by sharing personal details, emotions, struggles, past difficulties, trying to create connection. But the elite prefer subtlety. They show enough to be pleasant, but not enough to expose their private world. Mystery is seen as elegance. Restraint is seen as power. And those who tell too much too fast create discomfort, because they break the emotional balance of the interaction. Old money, especially, embraces this rule. Personal lives, family matters, private stories stay behind an invisible curtain. Exposing the inner world is not intimacy. It's risk. 15. Always exit conversations with warmth and precision. Ending a conversation is a skill, and the elite treat it as delicate art. They don't announce abruptly that they need to circulate. They don't give vague excuses. They don't leave someone mid-sentence. Instead, they close with grace. It was such a pleasure talking with you. I hope our paths cross again soon. Or if the connection was weaker. How nice that we had a chance to talk. I'll let you continue. Thank you for the lovely exchange. Short, warm, polite. And then they glide away, neither rushed nor lingering. The exit matters as much as the entrance. 16. Your tone, pace, and calm matter more than your words. The way you speak in high society matters much more than the content. Your tone should be low, calm, firm. Your pace should be tranquil. Your body language should be open but contained. People remember how you made them feel long after they forget your words. In elite circles, presence is more powerful than eloquence. Someone who speaks with elegance, even saying little, leaves a stronger impression than someone who speaks brilliantly but with the wrong energy. This is the rule that old money teaches their children from young. Control your tone. Never rush your words. Never let emotions dominate your composure. The elite value serenity more than sophistication. 17. True belonging happens when you stop trying to prove something. This is the final rule, the one you only understand after spending time in these environments. The people who truly belong are not those with the most money, most connections, or most polished appearance. They're those who move without effort, speak with calm, listen generously, and carry themselves with silent confidence, and they don't try to impress. And ironically, that's why they're unforgettable. When you speak like a woman of class, the world treats you differently, and you feel it. In the way they listen to you, in the gaze that follows you, in the door that opens without effort. If you want to master these codes, if you want to be treated like an upper-class woman, subscribe to the channel and leave a like, because elegant education can be light, fun, and transformative. Recapping what you learned today. Elegant conversation creates comfort, doesn't impress. Speak slowly and respect pauses. Never ask, "What do you do?" Always use understatement. Keep emotions soft and controlled. Listen more than you speak. Never gossip. Deflect sensitive topics with grace. Be polite naturally. Use subtle and light humor. Prioritize emotional stability. Protect others from embarrassment. Never show desperation. Guard mystery. Exit conversations with elegance. Your tone matters more than your words. And real belonging comes when you stop trying to prove something. These are the invisible rules that separate those who belong from those who are still trying to get in. And now, you master them. Comment here. Elegance starts with how you speak if you liked the video. And if you want to become a sophisticated traveler who knows how to behave anywhere in the world, check out my ebook, Be Elegant While Traveling: Global Etiquette for the Sophisticated Traveler. The link is in the first pinned comment. And if you want to support the channel and be part of a community of women who value elegance and refinement, consider becoming a club member with prices starting at $4.99. Just click the Become a Member button. Until the next video. And remember, those who speak like the elite are treated like the elite.